Hey guys, this is Tyler with Nacho's Pop Shop. I was basically spending the last 20-30 minutes on GameStop. I usually buy undervalued slabs at GameStop. They usually have rare prices, to be honest, lately. So, like, usually, for example, if you see something on eBay around like $60, you most likely will find it at GameStop for like 55, 50. So it's usually around market. I'm not sure how their algorithm with prices works, but I found that basically that you can usually find good deals at GameStop if you really take the time to just look around and see what's going on. And sometimes, obviously things don't update as fast as, like, for example, you and I on eBay, just knowing what the last sold uh, completed sale was for like a specific card. So to give you an example, I'll show you guys real quick. Um, there's cards like this Nocto Pokemon Center promo PSA 9 that I basically paid $29 for. I actually got a couple of those just because I think they're just so cheap that you cannot pass that up. It's a Pokemon Center exclusive promo that you can only get from the Pokemon Center ETB, and for $29, that's basically the grading fee. So those just make sense. So I bought two of them for $29 each, probably a few weeks ago. They might be up already, I'm not sure. But this is another one that I also bought for cheap, the Magneton Pokemon Center promo exclusive. This one is a beautiful card, and I mean, if you know the people that create art is from Shinji Kanda, if I'm not mistaken, and I know there's a lot of hype around him because he has like really beautiful art, and I think he did the Giratina as well from Lost Origins. But yeah, this one I spent, I think it was like $40 at the time. And another one that I purchased that I thought it was really really cheap as well was this Eevee Pokemon Center promo PSA 9. This one also, I mean, if you know where the Pokemon Center Prismatic Evolutions TV is at now, it's like over $500. So you can only get the card from there. So buying it for $40 for me was a steal. I should have bought more, to be honest. I only bought one because I also bought the Magnetone. So I should have bought more EVs instead of the Magnetone, because the Magnetone is around 60 something dollars right now, but the EV is now over like 90 or almost 100, because I mean it made sense to spend $40. Even like the $25 of grading is already there if you think about it. So you're essentially getting almost a free card in a sense. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys basically some things that I found on GameStop, because I don't know about you guys, but it just seems like things are really really expensive, and I'm not sure if it's just me or if you agree that just things are expensive, because there's just like a lot of cards that just seem like very expensive for like how cheap the wrap copy is sometimes, and it's not something that I really want to buy sometimes unless it's like a good deal. But anyways, let's take a look at some of the cards. So that one, let's see, I'm gonna start from here. So if you see that I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm looking at the other screen sometimes, so I forget. But basically, this card for me, it's something, and I added it to my card actually. You can see here. This one, I feel like it's one that I would personally buy because it is a Gen 1 Pokemon. It's an OG Pokemon. It's a beautiful art. I think it's a cool art. A PSA 10 for $48. For me, that's, I don't know, that just seems pretty cheap. The card is probably like $5, maybe $10 at most, but you're gonna pick $25 for the grading probably if you include shipping. So that's like 30 to $35. So you spend another 15, you get a PSA 10. I feel like there's no risk in that. So that's, I think this is just like, is one card that you probably would like, especially if you like older Pokemon, like first generation, second generation Pokemon. This is one of those. Then this one is also kind of like in that area as well, and it is not obviously a super popular Pokemon, but Janma I always really liked. I don't know why. And for $46, I think it's also one of those cards that is like, maybe it's like a $5 to $15 raw eventually, but for $46, I think it's not a bad play to buy it, because you're not risking too much. If it falls 50%, what's gonna be like $25, something like that. I mean, you're not really losing much. So this one is also another one that I remember when it came out, it was really pumped because it's a promo from From which is it from this sticker, but I don't remember which set to be honest. But it is a nice art. I have it raw, and it's pretty nice. I really like it. So like paying $37 for a PSA 10 when the grading fee is already like $25 give or take, and you're not necessarily like getting a 10 if you send it. I feel like this is also something that is like, oh, you just want to add something for your PC that looks cool. I mean, this is it, and like you don't have to worry if it goes up or stays the same in price because it's nothing crazy. It's just $37. This one I just really like the Pokemon and the evolution before. There was a card that was pumped too, so like this is kind of like a newer generation Pokemon, but I personally like it even though I'm a first generation die-hard fan. I grew up watching Pokemon, so I always like the starters from like Squirtle, Pikachu, Charmander, Bulbasaur, but that generation. But this is also a nice card. I just really like the Pokemon, and for $33, I feel like it. I mean, you could do worse with $33. And at this point, some of the packs, I mean, you buy 3 packs for 30 sometimes or more. So I don't think you're doing too bad on this one. This one, Executor. This is also an OG Pokemon. This one, $56, doesn't seem like a bad thing to do. I mean, it is also from Mega Evolutions, and it's just a nice illustration rare. This Whopper, and this is where we keep going up in price. Even $60, I feel like it still works. This is a Paldean Whopper. I just like it because I like the original Whopper, so I think this is really nice, and it has the Pokemon center here back in the art, so it's also another one that I think is pretty cool, and it's not something that you would hate having in your collection. Luminium B, this one, I've seen it in person, and the art is really nice, and if you like fish, this is one of those cards that you can have in a PC, for example, with a Magikarp or other new Pokemon that are like water type. I think this is just like a nice thing that you could add to your collection. It's not breaking the bank. Wailord, this one I added here. I like this card. I just don't like the price, to be honest with you. I mean, this one I think I would like to buy it around $100, and I know at some point it was like 120, but I know it is an illustration rare and it's hard to grade, but I'm not sure about the 162, to be honest. I don't know. I feel like there's better cars that you can buy for $162 or 170 if you're not a pro member. But anyway, so this one I'm not sure, but I would buy a PSA 9 in this one just for the PC because it's probably gonna be like $30. This one somehow, and I'm not a biggest fan of Destiny Rivals, to be honest. I just thought the art was gonna be a lot better, so maybe I just had too high expectations for the set. But this one somehow, since Destiny Rivals is like really pricey as far as the packs, the booster box, the ETBs and everything, and it seems like everybody's just buying a lot of Destiny Rivals because they think it's gonna go up in the long term, just kind of like 151 was. It gives me that type of I don't know, energy that people are really banking on it to go up a lot just because it's based on Team Rocket. And personally, I don't love it, and I'm not really investing in it as much, but I'll definitely grab some booster bundles here and there just in case, so I can trade in the future for something I want. But this card for 168 doesn't seem like a bad deal. It's a special illustration rare. It's the Crobat, and the art, I've seen it in person, is really beautiful. So this one I would say, like, if you can get it for like 120, 130, I think you'll be getting a steal. This is getting a little pricey, but I mean, it could still work. This one, I love Lechonk. I love this Pokemon. It's a newer Pokemon, and for some reason I just love it. And this art, I don't know, I just like love it because he just ate so much, fell asleep. He's in a food coma, so for me it's just like a hilarious card. And I love food. And I don't know, I love this art. But for $175, I know it's probably one of those that is hard to grade, especially because it's an illustration rare. But I don't know if I would pay that. Maybe I would pay 120, maybe for a PSA 10. But I think I would be okay with settling for a 9, which you can probably buy for like $30 maybe. And that's just like, I guess. I think that's probably how much the card is. This Meowth, I mean, everybody loves Meowth. This was an actual Japanese promo before it actually came out in English. The Japanese promo, I remember at some point the PSA 10s were like 120, and I was gonna buy some, and then next thing you know they were like 350 or something like that because it was a Japanese promo exclusive. So then once the English came out, then the promos I think started going down. I'm not sure how much it is right now, but this makes sense just because Meowth is one of those Pokemon that a lot of people love, and it's also part of the Team Rocket. So I really like the card. I have a couple of rock copies that I'm going to send to get graded. So that one I might keep in a PSA 10 if I get one. But 183, I feel like it's just a lot of money for these type of cards that are not like crazy expensive, but they're just hard to grade. This one I would be comfortable with paying like maybe 120, especially in today's market. This one I think is somewhat of a steal, especially if you can get the 3 evolutions, because these are the starters from the new generation. And when they grow up, I mean, obviously, like you and I, probably, I love Bulbasaur, I love Squirtle, I love Charmander. They probably will like their Pokemon too. So this actually, I feel like it's not bad, especially being a special illustration rare, and from Paldea Evolve, which is really expensive nowadays. Let's move on to the next one. This one, I thought the art is cool. I'm not like super set on it, but I feel like if you could get this for like 50 bucks, 60 at your local store, or trading with someone, it's not a bad card to add. I'm not a big fan of the Pokemon, but I really like the art. Snorunt, I really like this Pokemon a lot, and I think this is like very playful, really beautiful art. And 80, I don't think it's bad. You can probably find it in person. You can offer someone like 60, 65 bucks, and I think it's like a really nice card to add to your collection. This one, 84. I'm not sure. These are like $5, $10 card. But again, if you can get it for like 60, 65, I think this is a really good pickup. Bianca's Devotion. I know trainer cards were hype, especially the waifu cards, a couple years back, and now they kind of like fall in, just because I don't know, people just changed their mind on the waifus, and there wasn't as much of a hype. This one I've seen it in person, special illustration rare. It's beautiful art. The texture is really nice. I really like the card. So, and this one will be one of the same things like the other ones. If I can get it for 60, 65, I will pick it up. This one, I mean, used to get pump in the in the beginning. It was super pump. The card was crazy. It was going for like a couple hundreds or 300, I think, in a PSA 10. So this one, a 101 doesn't seem too crazy, but if you can get it for like 80, 85, that'll be even better. This one, I love this Pokemon, but I'm not sure the 160. 120, I'll probably pick it up. This one, 160, EV Evolutions, everybody loves them. Crown Zenith was reprinted to Oblivion, and there's so many copies. This one is one of those cards that I'm like, it's nice, but I could settle for a PSA 9 and paying half the price, to be honest with you. Just because there's so many copies, and like low-key, I'm not worried, but I'm just like, for some of the modern cards, there's just so many PSA 10s sometimes. Like, I think I heard something the other day about the new Charizard from Phantasmal Flames, that there's already like almost 13,000 in a PSA 10. So it's like, I don't know. I just don't love high population cards like that. But if I can get this for like half a price or less in a PSA 9, and if it's a art that I really just want to keep for me, then I'd rather do that than pay this much, to be honest. This one, a Team Rocket Pokemon Arbok, just iconic, and the art is really nice. This one, I feel like if you can get it for 80 bucks, it will be not bad at all. Even 100, I feel like it could be fine. This one, I just really need it because I want to get the Swablu, and I want to get the Altaria special illustration red in a set, because if you don't know, it tells a story. So here's the Swablu with the seagulls, and then the other one is like Altaria flying with them, and a beautiful card. So this one, I mean, if I can find it for like 70, it would be nice. But I have a couple copies that I'm also sending to get graded, so hopefully I get a PSA 10, so I don't have to pay this. Okay, this one also was pump for a bit. I think this one is just a really cute Pokemon. Houndour is just like, I don't know, it's one of the cutest Pokemon in my opinion. It's hard to grade. Um, I might settle for the PSA 9, but at the same time, I'm like, this is not too bad. And if I can get it for like 85, be great. So you can get a deal with things. This one, again, Destin Rivals. So it just seems like if Destin Rivals is going to pop off in the future and you think it's going to be a great investment, then this card, I feel like, is not really bad price. And the art is really nice. This one is one of those legendaries that is like this generation's legendary. PSA 10, the special illustration rare is beautiful. In person, looks better than this. So this one's not too bad. Again, if you can get a deal for it and drop down the price, even better. But this is not too bad. This one is one of those waifu cards too that used to be super expensive and now it's like really low. This one, the texture on this one is beautiful. This is a beautiful card. You also have the Pikachu here. I think this one can come back up in the future. It's from the Scarlet and Violet. I think it's like the first set that came out, so there's not a lot of crazy cards in there, but the sets are also a little pricey now. This one is just one of those, like, I could settle for the 9, it's totally fine. Because it's not something that I can see like, oh, this trainer is gonna be like $500 in the future. So I would settle for a PSA 9 on this one, to be honest. This one, then for Nape, is just a beautiful card. I graded a couple of this. I have a couple more. Planning to grade them and hopefully get a 10. But this one's just one of those cards that is just nice. And the price is kind of like not cheap, but also not super crazy expensive. This one is the similar situation. Beautiful art. Nice Pokemon. It's like if you can save some money on this and maybe save 30 bucks and buy for 100, it's really nice. I mean, Surging Sparks has some nice arts, and this is one of them. This one, it's the other iconic new generation Pokemon. So it's like this one is beautiful, but it also has Fido here, and I really like that Fido is just looking on the other side of the window inside, and there's so many details here. And it's a special illustration rare. The texture is beautiful. I mean, also I love texture in general, so like when you give me texture, good Pokemon, good art, then I'm sold. So this one is one that I need to get one. I actually just sold the raw copy because it had a little dent and I wanted to find something to send to get graded, but I want one of these. Then this card, I saw it on GameStop. I was like, what? This is an older card, 2019, a Sun and Moon, Hidden Fates, and you have the 3 legendary Pokemon. I think this one's not bad if you really think about like cards that you can spend money on. I mean, you can get this for 120. I feel like it's a nice card to have. It's not my favorite. I know there's the other promo, the one with the glass look, and that one's a lot more expensive, but this could be another option. This one I feel like it's just super undervalued, and it has been super undervalued forever. For $113, you're getting an unknown B. I feel like this one is just one of those that is like, in the future they're gonna be like $200 for sure. So it's like, if you want to buy one, this is the to grade one. I mean, you're gonna have to scroll through a lot of listings on eBay to find a gradable copy, and this one is just like, it is a nice art, and it's also from a movie. I'm trying to remember the name of the movie, but I can't. I know Entei is in that movie and Unknown is in the movie, so like this is one of those low-key OG legendary. I don't want to consider it legendary, but it's an iconic Pokemon. Everybody knows this, especially the OG Pokemon people. So like for 113 from Sword and Shield Silver Tempest, it's expensive. This makes sense. And it's nice. I like it. This for the new, I think this one's Phantasmal Flames, if I'm not mistaken. The Bullpix. I think this card goes well with the Ninetales, the evolution from Obsidian Flames. So that's what I'm thinking people will do. People, when they like a Pokemon, they want to have the first and second evolution of the Pokemon or version of the Pokemon. So like this one, I picked up actually a couple of this for 60 bucks in person. So this one, I feel like it's gonna be easily at 100, 120. So this one is also a beautiful art. The Bullpix just so cute. So there's other places that you could spend your money like in worse scenarios, I think this one's just like one of those that is like you would like the card and you're not like paying crazy amounts. This one, I was like, dude, this is a Sword and Shield. This is really nice art. This one is 216, but you can probably, and I don't know if we just updated. I feel like I had just seen it for 180. So I'm not sure. But anyways, I think I had seen it for 180 unless he just updated. But you can get this under 200. I think this is just a beautiful art. And then it's from an older set that is no longer in print. It's not something that you're gonna find copies to grade. And actually, I think I have a PSA 9 of that card if I'm not mistaken. I just don't know where I left it. But I know I am pretty sure I have PSA 9. So PSA 9 is like 40 something, 50, maybe $60. So that's not even bad. And the card, the art is nice. And then this last one, I feel like this one is just one of those that is like, this is a beautiful card. And it's an OG Pokemon as well. This is one of my favorite cards. I don't know. I just really love it. So this one for this price, I feel like it's not bad at all. And it's also from Sword and Shield, which is gonna get more expensive eventually. So this is one that I'm like, oh, I really want that for sure. So if you can trade for it, I feel like you wouldn't be mad seeing this in your collection. But anyway, so that's what I spent basically 30 minutes doing, just going through GameStop. I just filter basically cards from $25 to $50 in English in PSA 10s. And then I did the filter from like, I think it was like 50 to 75, or 75 to 100, 100 to 150, and 100 to 200, something like that. But basically I just spent a little bit of time, and that's how I literally found these cards that I was showing you guys earlier. I literally just found them, even typing just Pokemon Center promo, doing high to low, and then looking to see what was available. And I remember there was a time I actually had bought a couple of this and they canceled my order, but then they put them back, so I just bought 2 more, and that one actually went through. But anyways, this is basically it for the video. I'll basically record a couple more videos on some cards that I'm trying to find to grade. But this is it for this one, so I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.